Hi, this is Professor CC19, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you about my top 15 favorite CPU Miis for Wii Sports Resort and Wii Party. Now, recently, actually quite a while ago, to be honest, a few months ago, I put out my complete tier list of all 100 CPU Miis. Link to that video in the description. However, keep in mind that list has kind of changed, not drastically. A couple Miis have gone way up or way down, but mostly small changes on that list have taken place. And yeah, today I'm going to talk about my updated top 15 favorite CPU Miis. I'll also do a video about my top 15 least favorite. I respect your opinion on these Miis as well. Leave that in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into this video. We're going to start off with an honorable mention. Number 16, Mike. Now, number 15 and 16 were so close on this list that I couldn't leave Mike out. I've always kind of liked him. I never realized exactly how much before until I actually started going through and making these rankings. But yeah, Mike is really helpful in Swordplay Showdown Stage 18. Even now, as someone who plays a lot and is really good at Swordplay Showdown, AE and Gwen, right at the end of Stage 18, are really difficult opponents and can easily kill you if you're on one heart. If you keep Mike around, the opponent immediately before AE and Gwen, you can attack them before killing Mike, and Mike is really easy. I like his appearance. I like the red hair. I think he was a very good character in my Miitopia. And yeah, I just like Mike. Not the absolute best, but yeah, he's a pretty good me. Number 15 is Ian, neck and neck with Mike. Ian is the one that broke into my top 15. And mainly it's because of his name. I always called him Ian only with a long I, so a little differently because my cousin is named Ian, only pronounced with a long I. So yeah. Once I figured out his name was Ian and started calling him that regularly, it stuck. And it really makes a lot more sense. I like how he has kind of a symmetrical head almost. The beard and the top part, if you flip it over, it wouldn't be very much different. I like the uniformity of color. I think the color works really well with him liking light green. I kind of get a kick out of him being so large as the boss of stage 14 in Showdown. He is top 6 in cycling and has literally sacrificed his life into the water to help me from falling in. So, as much as sometimes he has messed me up, Ian, I will always remember that sacrifice. And you're number 15. Number 14, Mia. Yeah, Mia's actually kind of gone down a little bit. She's always been one of my favorites, but recently I realized how close her facial features are together, kind of like Holly, and while I still like Mia, not as much as I used to. She's a pretty easy opponent in swordplay. I don't think there's really any individual stage that Mia's very difficult in. Um, She's just kind of a cute me, pretty high up in cycling, not really memorable from that, but I just really like her appearance. Not top 10, though. She was one of the Fab Fairy sisters in my playthrough of Miitopia originally, and I think she fit that role very well as the middle sister. And yeah, Mia in the middle. I like Mia, number 14. Number 13, Tyrone. I am honestly surprised that Tyrone has wound up this high on my list. I used to be genuinely scared of Tyrone. His smile is huge. I don't think it's max size, but it's pretty darn close. And I always used to think of Tyrone as kind of a bully because he is really hard in stages 19 and 20 of Swordplay Showdown, kind of in 14 also, but really, recently I've thought of Tyrone less as a bully and more of a big brother. I don't personally have any siblings, and I've kind of always wanted one. And I've always had like the idea of the big brother who kind of makes fun of you, and Tyrone kind of looks like he might do that, but he also is the big brother who would protect you at school from people who are actually bullying you. So I don't know. Tyrone has really grown on me recently. He is somewhat rare to see in one stage version of cycling, and I like that about him. I like the blonde combo with the hairstyle he has and the blue eyes. Yeah, Tyrone's not top 10 for me. I don't think he really is capable of being top 10 for me, but yeah, I like him a lot more now than I used to. Number 13. On to number 12, Abby. Abby has gone down one spot since my original me rankings, and Abby's just kind of a generally good me, but not spectacular in my opinion. I had a dear friend, and I still have a dear friend named Abby in real life. I like Abby's appearance. She sometimes inexplicably goes flying up in the air and lands on top of me in cycling, and it always happens to be Abby for the glitch in stage two when that happens. But aside from that, yeah, Abby's a really nice me, generally good, not top 10 material yet, but we're getting close. And yeah, I like her. Number 11, Fumiko. Fumiko used to be in my top 10 in the number 9 slot, but has since slipped down. She's one of only two Miis that wears red. And similar to Abby, she has a very nice appearance that I like. I like her hairstyle. She's not difficult really in any particular stage in Showdown. She's very low ranked in cycling, although not particularly aggressive. She fell out of my top 10 because I thought my number 10 ranked me was just a tiny bit better. Fumiko has tried to end a few of my runs in bizarre ways in cycling, so I couldn't quite put her in the top 10 because the person in the number 10 slot is just slightly better than you, Fumiko. And that is number 10, Sakura. Now, speaking as someone who has never actually played Sakura as champion of baseball in Wii Sports because I don't really play Wii Sports OG much. Yeah, I don't have the misery of losing to her countless times. I just kind of like her. I like the hairstyle. I like that she's smiling and has the same mouth as Abby and as my own me. She's pretty basic, but very likable as a character, I think. She's very helpful right at the end of stage 19 and a very good draw to get in stage 20 towards the end of the Horde of Miis. Yeah, Sakura, I think, is just a tiny bit better than Fumiko, which is why she is still in my top 10, even though she has slipped a couple places. Number 9, Takumi. I'm not entirely sure why I like Takumi, but I just kind of do. I always remember playing cycling when I first got Wii Sports Resort, and I always in the sixth stage would make like the top 10 ish, but never would win the race. And I always remember Takumi for being right up there with one of the last few Miis that I passed. I'm not sure why specifically I remember him because he's only ranked 12th. But yeah, I've always liked Takumi. He seems like a very professional person. Kind of a simple design, but I like how his features go together. I like his favorite color. Yeah, not really that much explanation. I just kind of like Takumi. Number 9. On to number 8, Stéphanie. Yeah, not really a very well liked me in general. And I'm honestly surprised that Stephanie has gone this high on my list. She used to be very mid range for me. Like, I kind of liked her, but I never expected her to be top 10 or even top 8, really. But yeah, I like her blonde hair combination with the darkest skin tone. It fits much better than Emma's light brown hair with darkest skin tone. Um, I don't know. Something about Stephanie just recently has struck me as likable. So much so that I added her to my Metopia as princess, and actually, she became part of my main team that took down the Tower of Dread. So, Stephanie, you are actually a really good me, in my opinion. Something about you just has grown on me really recently enough to propel you to place number 8 on my list. Number 7, Keiko. Finally, a me that I actually know why I like. Keiko has been very nice to me in Wii Sports Resort. In cycling, she has passed me in critical spots, in critical runs where I was able to get world record. Not recently, but far enough back that I was sub 15-minute runs. Yeah, in sub 15-minute runs, and Keiko helped me keep a run alive by giving me extra stamina when I needed it. I've also seen her randomly appear in like third place, even though she's ranked in between 10th and 20th in cycling. And that was kind of memorable. And I just love her appearance. She seems so cute and innocent and in a better way than Midori. I know a lot of people like Midori, but I personally like Keiko considerably more than Midori. I also thought she was called Kyoko. I thought there was an L in her name when I was little, and Keiko just sounds a lot better and makes me like her even more. She was even my princess in my original version of Miitopia, the one you have to rescue in Greenhorn. Yeah, I really like Keiko. Number 6, Victor. His appearance isn't the best, but Victor is the most loyal me I have ever seen. He is dedicated to whatever he does. He used to be my nemesis in cycling because even though he's ranked around 20th, he always used to pop up around first place to try to pass me at the last minute. Yes, Victor. Usually Victor. This happened repeatedly for me. But that's before I started speed running. Aside from that, I like Victor. Um, oh, what was I saying? Loyalty. Yeah, loyalty. He stuck with me for 7 hours because he was the me I wound up using in my all pro class speed run. So simply for that, Victor was bumped up a couple spots on my list. I've always kind of liked his appearance. It's not the best, but for those other reasons of loyalty and just dedication, you worked your way up to this spot, Victor, and you earned it. Number 6. Now on to my top 5. To be clear, regardless of what my top 5 are, they are on a completely different plane than everyone else. I think my top 5 will probably never change and will never drop out of my top 5. So, if that makes sense, yeah, they're on another level. They're my absolute favorite Miis, top 5. Number 5, Martin. Martin is just the epitome of cool, in my opinion. And I was little, I looked at him and saw the mustache and the little goatee and the mouth and just everything meshed together, and I really liked it and thought it looked cool. And now that I'm older, it looks slightly less cool, but still cool. The red glasses, even though some people kind of make fun of him for that, I'm looking at you, Professor. Yeah, I like red glasses because I'm a person who, pardon me, loves to wear sunglasses also and wish I had some red ones. Yeah, Martin's just kind of always been one of my favorites and always will be, but not as much as for others. Number 4, Haru. Haru is the epitome of a cute person. I love Haru. She seems so innocent and yet is a three-hearted boss in stage 19 of Showdown. That is completely unexpected. But aside from in that stage, she's lovable and adorable pretty much everywhere else in the game. Haru sparked the weird glitch with Shinta in one of my cycling videos by becoming suddenly aggressive, and that is so unlike her because, again, she's just so cute and I love her. Haru, yeah, she's just Haru, one of the most universally liked Miis ever. Number 3, Eduardo. Um, Eduardo used to be my number 2, I think. He's still top 3 because I still think he's handsome, and I think when I was a kid, I used Eduardo as the comparison for someone to be handsome. I might have watched too many foreign films when I was young, TCM, Turner Classic Movies. But yeah, Eduardo, I still like him now, even though he looks slightly more sketchy. He has the unusual flat topped eyes in a way that actually isn't creepy, kind of, unlike some of the other Miis like Hiromi and Tomoko. But yeah, Eduardo has always been one of my favorites. And you're catching the theme here. My top 5 have been favorites since I was young, and I don't think it's ever going to change. Whereas others have kind of worked their way up. But yeah, these top 5 are locked in. Number 2, Shohei. Shohei has always been in my top 5, but has risen a couple spots. I think he used to be like number 4 or 5. Now he's number 2. He was just always a calming presence. When I was little, I went through a phase where I was scared of some of the Miis because they had strange names or their faces were odd or they looked like they were staring at me. But Shohei is one of the only Miis, I think the only Mii, that does not have eye color because the eyes are, I guess they're squinted enough that you can't see the whites of your eyes. But yeah, I've always liked Shohei. He seems like just a nice guy, someone I would hang out with on a regular basis. Maybe I had a friend that looked like him and I don't remember exactly. But yeah, Shohei is a me I have always liked for being friendly and calming and not scary. And he is even more liked by me today because he's number 2. And finally, the greatest of all time, number 1, and I think some of you know this is coming, Rachel. Rachel, before I even played on the Wii, was my favorite girl's name. And after I played with Wii Sports Resort and saw her character, it's always going to be my favorite name, and she's always going to be my favorite me. I think she's the most beautiful me on here. I've always had a particular attraction to blonde, and I love the blonde with the long flowing hair. I think it's the absolute best possible hairstyle for Rachel with these facial features. She's just smiling, she looks genuine, not scary at all, just a nice person, nice lady to hang out with. And yeah, a good friend. I think Rachel and Shohei, I think, look more friendly than anyone else. If I could use that description, I don't have a heck of a lot of IRL friends. So yeah, Rachel and Shohei, I guess for that reason, are my top two. But yeah, Rachel is my favorite me, most beautiful me, in my opinion. And her and Shohei will be the king and queen of my tier list for years to come. Thanks so much for watching this video. I have my own custom CPU Miis in another video. I'm still making more, so there might be a new compilation coming out someday, hopefully someday soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Leave your comments below on what you think of my picks and my rambling, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.